Beloved chosen ones, what I am about to share with you might be unexpected, but it is the truth your spirit needs. If you are seeing this message now, it is not by coincidence. God has led you here with purpose, and something profound is preparing to unfold in your life. You are being called to step away from attending churches because God has determined that this is no longer where you are meant to be. Churches serve the needs of the ordinary, but you have been chosen. You are cherished deeply by God, and He is preparing to elevate you to a higher spiritual dimension. You may have experienced betrayal, rejection, or disappointment from those around you, individuals who remain trapped in worldly patterns. But understand this clearly: God does not stand with those who try to diminish your light. If you continue to follow the masses, then how are you set apart? You do not need a building to connect with God. You can speak with Him openly at any moment, in any place. Your spiritual path is not anchored to physical locations. It lives within you, and soon you will encounter the divine in ways beyond anything you have ever known. Before we go further into this transformative message, take a moment to do 3 things. Press the like button, subscribe so we can reach 1,000 subscribers, and leave a comment with the number 99. This symbolic number will magnify the energy of this message, sending a strong vibration into the universe. And remember, if you are truly one of the chosen, you will remain with me through to the end, because your soul already recognizes that this message is meant for you. Now let us begin. If you have ever felt like you did not quite belong in church, it is because you do not. You have been selected to walk a unique spiritual path, one that does not require the traditional structure of a church to commune with God. You are not common, and your spiritual mission is far from ordinary. God has set you apart for a purpose beyond what the walls of any building can contain. The world may not understand this. People may look at you with confusion, even judgment, wondering why you no longer need the church. But the truth is that you have been summoned to something deeper, an experience far more personal than the rituals and customs churches often provide. Your relationship with God does not rely on sermons or church pews. It is about the sacred and unbreakable bond between your heart and His presence. This is not about rejecting the church. It is about stepping into a more sincere and direct connection with the divine. The church remains a place for those who are still learning, seeking structure, or desiring community. But for you, the chosen, you have been invited to walk a solitary, sacred road where your spiritual connection becomes a profoundly intimate experience. Have you ever questioned why your path feels so unlike that of those around you? Why even within the church, you sensed a disconnect or a yearning for something beyond what was offered? The answer is simple. You have been chosen to follow a path that is uniquely and divinely yours. This is your calling to move beyond the familiar and enter a realm of pure communion with God, without the reliance on religious systems. The divine's plan for your life is greater than anything tradition alone can give you. God has personally selected you to know Him deeply, free from the limitations of man-made structures. Now is the time to form a relationship with God in a way that is authentic, unrestricted, and genuine. Step into this path with confidence and faith. You may not yet understand every step ahead, but you can be sure it leads to a profound and fulfilling connection with God. You are being called to a sacred mission that does not require the church as a mediator between you and God. While churches can provide structure and guidance for many, you, as one of the chosen, are invited to something far more personal than what the typical church experience can offer. Churches serve a necessary role for those who are still finding their way. But you have been given direct access to God, access that does not rely on rituals, traditions, or buildings. While others seek stability within church walls, you are being led to fully embrace your divine identity and walk out your faith in a deeply individual and authentic way. You have been set apart for a divine purpose, and that purpose cannot be fulfilled within a limited space. Being chosen is not about superiority, it is about responsibility. God trusts you with something sacred. He has chosen you for a purpose that requires spiritual liberty, not religious containment. As you walk this sacred road, remember that it leads to greater intimacy, liberation, and spiritual significance. For years, church has been the place where many seek connection with God and community with others. But for you, for the one who is chosen, church is no longer where your deepest connection lies. God is drawing you into a deeper relationship that no longer needs rituals, sermons, or buildings. You can meet with God at any moment, in any place. No intercessor is required. When you cease to depend on the church to find God, you begin to live in a spiritual freedom unlike anything you have known. The rituals and routines that once seemed necessary will begin to fade into the background. In their place, you will discover an ever-present, unshakable communion with the divine. Alive in the silence, the stillness, and the depth of your soul. This gift is sacred. It transforms your entire life into an act of worship, every breath a silent prayer, every step guided by divine wisdom. You are no longer bound by walls or doctrines. You are free to live in the fullness of your divine assignment, with God as your ever-present guide and companion. Imagine this. What if it is God Himself who is telling you it is time to stop attending church? This is not a rejection of your faith. It is not abandonment of your spiritual path. It is an invitation into something far more powerful. You are being asked to release old habits and embrace a more profound, unfiltered connection with the divine. Church, as we know it today, is often a space for those who are still learning, those who still require systems and rituals. But for you, God has chosen a path where your relationship with Him is unmediated, intimate, and free from tradition's limitations. You no longer require the church in order to feel close to God. In fact, He has led you away from it so that you may encounter Him in a way that is deeply personal and unlike anyone else's experience. This is a season of spiritual awakening. Release what once was and step into the liberty that comes with being divinely chosen. Move forward with the assurance that you are loved by God and empowered to live a life that reflects your sacred calling. Now is the moment to embrace a higher destiny, and God walks beside you through every part of the journey. Releasing something familiar is never simple, especially when that familiarity is something as deeply rooted as the church. But what if letting go is actually the doorway to a richer, more genuine encounter with God? When you stop depending on the church as the foundation of your spiritual life, you make space to connect with God in a direct and personal way. That kind of freedom can feel unfamiliar at first. You might question what your spiritual walk will look like without the routine of weekly services or traditional rituals. But in truth, it's an invitation to live more authentically, where your relationship with God is no longer shaped by formal structures, but by intimate connection. To be chosen means you carry the authority to follow your spiritual path without needing confirmation or direction from anyone else. God is your guide, and He is calling you into a life marked by greater freedom, clarity, and divine relationship. Move forward boldly, with trust and courage, knowing that this path is exactly where you are meant to be. The reality is that not everyone is called to journey the way you are. Those who are not yet called, those who still seek God through outer structures, turn to the church because it fulfills a need in their spiritual process. They lean on its rituals, its fellowship, and its guidance to find their connection to the divine. But you, the one who has been called, no longer require these external supports. You've been invited into a deeper, more intimate walk with God, one that rises above buildings and ceremonies. Your relationship with the divine is direct, profound, and deeply personal. Though others may still connect with God through the church, you have been led into a space of spiritual liberty, where you are free to commune with Him in your own way, without go-betweens. This doesn't mean the church is wrong for others. It simply means your journey is different. You are not held by the same spiritual dependencies. Your path is one of unique calling, one that leads straight to the heart of God, and He walks it with you. You may have grown up believing that your bond with God only held meaning within a church building or during a service. But what if the truth is far more beautiful? God sees you, knows you, and connects with you beyond any wall or tradition. Your relationship with Him isn't confined to one day a week or specific acts of worship. It is a vibrant, living communion that flows through every moment of your life. God's love for you is constant and deeply personal. He knows your heart, your pains, your dreams, and everything you carry inside. This is why the church is no longer essential for you to reach Him. The divine already dwells within you, present always, guiding you, loving you, and equipping you to walk the path designed specifically for you. There is no gap between you and God. You are already one with Him. This understanding can be incredibly freeing because it reveals that your spiritual journey doesn't require the approval of others. You are already complete, already chosen, already deeply loved. As you move forward in the direction God has called you to, you may come across opposition from those who still cling to the traditional path. Some may question your decisions or mock your spiritual independence, unable to grasp the depth of your relationship with God. They may even turn against you, interpreting your liberation as confusion or rebellion. But their betrayal is not your burden. It is a sign that you are walking a sacred path meant only for the chosen. These trials, though painful, are moments of spiritual refining. They help you root deeper into your calling and remain faithful, regardless of others' views. Not everyone will understand your journey, and that is perfectly okay. What matters is that you are walking the road laid out for you, one that leads to profound truth, authenticity, and closeness with the divine. Even in moments of rejection, hold firm to the knowledge that your calling is real and your connection with God is strong enough to carry you through. Perhaps for years you sought approval through the rules and routines of church life. You showed up, followed traditions, and tried to belong, believing that your spiritual worth came from external behaviors. But now, God is calling you to stop seeking that validation. You are already loved. You are already chosen. You are already empowered to move forward without anyone's permission. The world may try to convince you that you need religious institutions to define your faith or give your spiritual life structure. But the truth is, you don't need any institution to affirm what God has already confirmed. You are His, and your value is not determined by any outside source. This is the time to fully accept who you are. Step boldly into your true spiritual identity, knowing that your relationship with God is the most meaningful and authentic aspect of your life. You no longer need approval from others when you are rooted in the affirmation that comes directly from your Creator. There will always be individuals who cannot comprehend your decision to leave traditional religious spaces. They may hold tightly to their own need for structure and affirmation. They may interpret your departure as an offense to what they hold sacred, and they may accuse you of being lost or mistaken. But their reaction is not a judgment on your path. It simply reflects the stage of their own spiritual journey. The reality is, those who criticize or reject you remain in the church because it meets their need for familiarity and communal reassurance. They feel anchored in the structure and gain confidence through approval. But you, the one called by God, no longer require such things. Your security is already found in Him, and that is more than enough. Your choice to leave the church is not a defiance, but a declaration of spiritual freedom. You are stepping fully into your divine authority, trusting that God walks with you and directs each step of your journey. The judgments and opinions of others no longer sway you, because you are anchored in the truth of who you are and the sacred purpose placed on your life. Historically, many believed that reaching God required someone to act as a mediator, a priest, a pastor, or a religious rite. These figures were seen as the ones capable of speaking to God on behalf of others. But now, you are being ushered into a new understanding, one where you no longer need anyone to stand between you and the divine. Your relationship with God is immediate, intimate, and all-encompassing. This is the essence of what it means to be chosen. You do not need a church building, a religious leader, or a set of rituals to commune with God. You can speak with Him anywhere, within the peace of your home, amidst nature, or in the stillness of your soul. Every moment is sacred, every breath a chance to seek His presence and feel His love. This new awareness is not only liberating, it is deeply empowering. You are no longer dependent on outward practices to connect with the divine. Your bond with God is constant, vibrant, and unbroken, dwelling within you at all times. Trust in the strength of this direct connection and embrace the boundless freedom it offers. Stepping away from the church does not mean abandoning your faith. It means courageously stepping into the fullness of your divine calling. You are being summoned to live in alignment with your true self, unbound by others' expectations or restrictions. Your path is sacred and uniquely yours, and now is the time to walk it boldly. The true power of your calling is found not in tradition or ritual, but in the daily relationship you cultivate with the divine. Leaving the church creates space for your personal spiritual path to flourish. It is a path of freedom, self-realization, and deep spiritual communion. As you move forward, trust that God has not only called you, but also equipped you for the journey ahead. He is guiding you toward a life that reflects the depth of your purpose. Embrace this sacred calling and move into the future God has prepared for you with confidence and grace. While the church may once have been the center of your spiritual experience, it now represents something different. For many, it remains a place of comfort and routine, but not necessarily of transformation. For you, the chosen one, it no longer offers the spiritual sustenance you seek. You have been called into something far greater, a deeper and more personal communion with the divine that reaches beyond any physical structure. This is not a condemnation of the church, but a recognition that your journey is distinct. You have been set apart for a purpose that requires you to experience God in a more direct and transformative way. The traditions of old no longer resonate, not because they were wrong, but because you have evolved. You are being drawn to something alive and awakening within your soul. Honor this shift. Recognize that you are being called into divine purpose, and trust that this new path will bring greater growth and fulfillment. The way of the chosen is rarely easy, but it is deeply beautiful. It demands faith, courage, and unwavering trust in God's guidance. As you distance yourself from the traditional church model, you are stepping into a new expression of spiritual living, one that depends fully on God's presence and direction. This is not about denying your faith, but about living it more deeply. You are walking a sacred and personal journey, full of divine intention and spiritual transformation. God is walking with you, leading you to heights you once thought unreachable. Believe in His plan. Move forward with the assurance that you are chosen for something extraordinary. This path is yours, rich with authenticity, divine freedom, and an unbreakable bond with the Creator. Stepping away from the church is not a loss of faith. It is the beginning of a more profound connection with God. In the past, you may have leaned on the church to shape your sense of spirituality, but now you understand that God is far greater than any building or tradition. The sacredness of this new path lies in your confidence that God's presence is with you wherever you are. Without the structure of the church, you are not lost. you are found in the fullness of your divine identity, chosen and deeply loved. By choosing this path, you are reclaiming your spiritual sovereignty. You no longer require man-made boundaries to define your relationship with the divine. Your connection with God is deeply personal, uncontained by institutional frameworks. This freedom invites you to walk in complete authenticity, no longer shaped by ritual or confined by others' expectations. As you continue on this new path, know that you are treading holy ground. The divine is nearer than ever before, and you have been set apart to encounter Him in deeper, more meaningful ways. This freedom is not just a gift, it is evidence of the sacred depth of your spiritual life. Tradition has its place and can bring comfort and stability to many. But for you, the chosen one, it has become a limitation. You have been called to transcend those old patterns and step into the flow of divine movement, an ever-evolving journey that defies convention. Your soul is reaching for more, and God is inviting you to step into the fullness of that transformation. Breaking free from tradition doesn't equate to rejecting the values you've learned. It's about embracing a more fluid and personal connection with God. The divine is ever-changing. Your connection with Him should reflect that. When you live in the flow of the divine, you open yourself to continuous growth, fresh revelations, and the joy of experiencing God in every aspect of your life. This freedom empowers you to align with your higher purpose. No longer must you follow the paths that others have set before you. Instead, you are guided by the inner voice of God, who lovingly and wisely leads you through every new chapter of your life. This relationship is alive, deeply personal, and meant to evolve with each breath you take. As you embrace this flow, you'll find yourself in constant harmony with the divine. Your spiritual life will no longer feel rigid or forced. Rather, you'll feel free to create, express, and live out your faith in ways that resonate with your true self. You have been chosen to live a life of spiritual fluidity, and now is the time to trust in that journey. You've attended countless services, listened to hymns, and followed the prescribed rituals. Yet deep inside, you sense that the church's voice no longer speaks to your soul. The words no longer seem sufficient to satisfy your spiritual hunger. This doesn't reflect a lack of faith. It's a sign that God is calling you to a deeper, more profound connection. The silence of the church is not a failure. It is a recognition that the institution can no longer fulfill your spiritual needs. You have outgrown its rituals, and its teachings no longer echo the depth of your soul's longing. You are being invited to find a new way to connect with God, one that doesn't require sermons or organized services. Initially, the silence may feel unsettling, as though something is missing. But this is when God speaks most clearly, in the quiet stillness of your heart. His voice is not confined to the walls of a church. It's within you, all around you, waiting for you to listen and embrace it. As you release the teachings of the church, you will discover that God communicates with you in more intimate and powerful ways. You are invited to seek Him beyond tradition, to live a life that reflects your direct relationship with the divine. The church's silence is not a void, but a sacred space where you can hear God's voice in your own life. The path you are walking is not the one most people choose. It requires courage, faith, and trust. It is the road less traveled because it's unfamiliar, unstructured, and often misunderstood by those who follow conventional paths. But this is your journey, the one God has laid out for you, and it's filled with spiritual abundance and blessings that can only be found by walking it. The path of the chosen one can feel lonely, not because you are truly alone, but because the world does not understand your calling. You may face resistance, doubt, and even ridicule. But none of that matters when you are secure in the knowledge that God is with you. His love is your guide, and it's this divine connection that keeps you moving forward, even when the world seems to move in the opposite direction. While many seek comfort in the familiar, you are called to embrace the discomfort of growth. This path will stretch you, challenge you, and help you evolve into the person God has always known you to be. You were never meant to follow the crowd. You were meant to blaze your own trail, one that reflects your unique calling and divine purpose. Trust that with every step you take, you are getting closer to the fullness of your divine calling. The rewards of walking the road less traveled are plentiful, but they require a heart willing to trust, to release expectations, and to fully embrace the life that God has designed just for you. Something within you is awakening, an inner stirring, a deep knowing, a sense that your spiritual journey is calling you to something greater. You've sensed this shift for a while. The life you once knew is changing, and you are being invited to step into something more profound than the conventional church experience. This awakening is God's invitation to you to live a life of deeper authenticity, greater purpose, and direct communion with the divine. Spiritual awakening is often marked by a sense of disconnection from the old ways. As you become more attuned to your inner calling, you'll find that the rituals and teachings of the church no longer align with the path God is leading you to walk. This is not a rejection of God's word. It's a realization that the word of God lives within you, waiting to be discovered in your everyday life. This awakening is not a final destination. It is an ongoing journey. It will challenge you, inspire you, and help you uncover the truth of who you are. As the chosen one, you will learn to live your faith in ways that are deeply personal and fully aligned with the unique calling God has placed on your life. Embrace this awakening with open arms, trusting that God is leading you to a deeper connection with Him, one that goes beyond tradition and ritual. You are being called to experience Him in the fullness of your being, and this journey will be unlike anything you've known before. For the chosen one, true freedom comes when we step away from the constraints of tradition, ritual, and external approval. Living a life of true freedom means walking in the Spirit, allowing God's presence to guide you every moment. It's a life that's not bound by man-made expectations or structures, a life where you can fully express your spiritual calling in the most authentic way. True freedom isn't about doing whatever you want. It's about living in alignment with your highest purpose. When you walk in the Spirit, you allow God to lead you, guiding you to what is best for your soul's growth. There are no boundaries to your spiritual journey, no limits to how you can connect with the divine. This freedom is liberating. It lets you shed the weight of external expectations and embrace the guidance of God that comes from within. You no longer need to seek validation or direction from outside yourself. Everything you require is already within you, waiting to be recognized and lived. As you embrace this newfound freedom, trust that God is guiding you every step of the way. You are walking a path that is uniquely your own, and it leads to true spiritual liberation. There are no barriers, no walls, only an open journey to the fullness of God's love and purpose for your life. You are not separate from the divine. You are one with it. This truth often remains hidden beneath layers of doubt, fear, and the conditioning of the world. But as you awaken, you will begin to realize that God's presence is within you, surrounding you, and guiding you always. Your true calling is to live from this place of divine connection, to walk with the constant awareness of God's love and guidance in everything you do. This is the heart of your spiritual awakening, the realization that you are not simply following God's teachings, but that you are a reflection of His divine nature. Created in His image, your life is meant to embody the love, wisdom, and power He has placed within you. When you begin to live from this awareness, everything shifts. Living from the divine within requires courage and trust. It means letting go of the need for validation from others and stepping into the truth of who you are. You are meant to be a living expression of God's love, power, and purpose. This is your calling, and as you awaken, you will begin to live more fully in this divine reality. Trust that you are on the right path. As you align yourself with the divine presence inside you, you will discover greater peace, clarity, and fulfillment than you ever thought possible. You are meant to live fully in God's love, and this journey starts by embracing the divine within you. For so long, the walls of the church may have seemed like the boundaries of your spiritual life. But now, God is calling you to step outside those walls, both literally and figuratively. You are invited to experience God not confined to a building, but in every aspect of your life, in every moment you live. Your faith is meant to be expressed fully in every experience, not restricted to a specific time or place. Living outside these walls means you no longer need to conform to a particular structure to feel close to God. You are already deeply connected to Him, and this connection goes beyond the walls of any church. Your faith is vibrant, alive, and woven into every part of your life, from your work and relationships to the way you see the world. This call to live beyond the walls is an invitation to see the world as your spiritual sanctuary. God is with you, in the streets, the mountains, your home, and the hearts of those you love. Your spiritual journey isn't limited to church attendance. It's about living in constant communion with the divine wherever you are. Embrace this calling wholeheartedly. Trust that God is guiding you to live your faith authentically, beyond the boundaries, in a way that reflects the true freedom and strength of your connection with Him. Religious chains can feel heavy. Expectations, rituals, and the constant need to measure up to someone else's standards of faith. But as you step away from the church and embrace your divine calling, you are freeing yourself from these chains. You are liberating yourself from the pressure to conform, stepping into a life of spiritual freedom where God is your sole guide. This freedom is not about rejecting God. It's about embracing a more authentic relationship with Him. When you no longer feel bound by the rigid rules of religion, you open yourself to a greater expression of faith, one that is unshackled from tradition and completely aligned with your true self. Chosen ones, what I am about to share with you is not merely a message. It's a divine declaration. If you are watching this now, it is no coincidence. God has brought you here for a purpose, because the time has arrived for you to step into your breakthrough. The challenges, the rejections, the financial struggles you've faced, they are all about to change. For those who doubted you, looked down on you, or disrespected you because of your financial situation, prepare yourselves. God is about to silence them. He knows every tear you've shed, every prayer you've whispered, and every time you've felt like giving up. But now, the season of struggling and searching for work is over. God has already ordained the work that will make you a millionaire. You're not just moving into a new phase, you are stepping into your divine destiny. The doors that were once closed are about to swing wide open, and this is your moment. Get ready for your life to be transformed like never before. Before we dive deeper into this powerful message, take a moment to pause the video, hit the like button, subscribe to help us reach 1,000 subscribers, and leave a comment with the number 99. This number signals to the universe, unlocking the abundance coming your way. And remember, if you are truly chosen, you'll stay until the very end because your spirit is ready to accept this truth. Let's get started. There has been so much pressure, countless sleepless nights where you've wondered if things would ever change. Perhaps you felt stuck in a cycle, financially struggling while watching others move forward. The weight of your burdens has often seemed unbearable, but God has seen every tear, every sleepless night, and every sacrifice you've made. He sees your struggle, and the time for your financial hardship is coming to an end. You will no longer be bound by lack. Your hardships have not been overlooked. God has been preparing you for this moment. the moment when He will open doors of financial blessing and abundance that no one can close. The pain you've endured, the trials you've faced, will soon be replaced by an outpouring of provision. God's timing is perfect, and your season of struggle is about to make way for a season of supernatural overflow. The test is over. The refining process has shaped you, and now God is ready to intervene and elevate you to the point where you will no longer struggle to make ends meet. Your financial breakthrough has arrived. It's time to step into your inheritance of wealth and walk in the abundant promises God has prepared for you. You've been mocked, laughed at, and even rejected by those who should have supported you. People judged your financial state, assuming you would always be in lack. Some of the closest people to you, even your own children, may have turned away from you because of your circumstances. But hear this: God is about to demonstrate His love for you in such a way that it will silence every critic. God has not forgotten you. Every sneer, every laugh, every word spoken in judgment will be drowned out by a wave of divine favor. Those who turn their backs on you will soon stand in awe of the transformation unfolding in your life. The wealth God is about to pour into your life will leave your mockers speechless. Your financial elevation will speak for itself. God is standing up for you. He will show the world that He has always been by your side, and those who doubted your potential will have no choice but to witness the miraculous blessings He is about to unleash in your life. Get ready for a powerful display of God's love and favor. You've wondered if you would ever escape the grasp of financial strain. You've worked tirelessly and prayed fervently, yet nothing seemed to change. But today, I want to tell you something profound. God has declared that you are no longer poor. The poverty that has defined your past is being erased, and in its place, God is about to fill your life with wealth, provision, and abundance. God's promise to His chosen ones is prosperity. Not a little, but overflowing, abundant prosperity. You won't have to scrape by anymore. You will no longer live paycheck to paycheck, wondering how you will make ends meet. God is shifting your financial destiny in a remarkable way. He's preparing to bless you with more than enough, more than you could ever dream of. You are entering a season of divine provision, and with it, you will become a testimony of God's goodness and love. Your wealth won't just change your life, it will become a blessing to others, empowering you to make a lasting impact on everyone you encounter. The waiting, the suffering, the pain, it's all been part of God's refining process. He has seen every tear, every hardship you've endured, and He has been with you through it all. But the test is over, and your breakthrough is here. No more wondering when things will improve. No more doubting whether God's promises are real. This is your moment. God has been preparing you for this season of blessing, and you are ready to step into the prosperity He has designed for you. The process has purified you, and now you're being launched into a new chapter, one of victory, abundance, and favor. The struggle is over. It's time for your divine transformation. God is not just ending your financial difficulties. He's setting you up for something even greater, something that will glorify Him and fulfill your purpose. It's time to embrace the promises God has in store for you because your breakthrough is now. If you're unemployed, God is about to open a door that will bring you not just any job, but $1 million opportunity. If you're in a job that doesn't pay you what you deserve, God is about to elevate you. You'll go from the back of the line to the front. The days of struggling to make ends meet are behind you, because divine provision is on its way. God will not leave you in a place of lack. For those of you seeking work, He is going to establish a millionaire business for you, one that will flourish, prosper, and provide you with the wealth necessary to live comfortably and make a difference. You won't have to strive endlessly. God will direct your steps toward a position that will not only meet your needs, but exceed them in ways you never imagined. For those of you already employed but feeling stuck in lower-paying positions, God is about to elevate you. He will move you into higher positions, granting favor with your superiors and colleagues. You will rise. As you continue to walk in His favor, the wealth that follows will ultimately position you to become a millionaire. You are not defined by your current circumstances. God has chosen you for greatness, and His plan for you includes wealth. This is not just about scraping by. God has designed you to thrive, to prosper, and to become a millionaire. This is not a random occurrence. It is God's divine plan unfolding. He has already established your financial future, and no one can take that away from you. You are destined for wealth, and as you keep trusting God, He will reveal the exact path to your financial success. You don't have to struggle for it. It will come to you through His favor and grace. God will lead you to opportunities that are beyond anything you could have imagined. The wealth He is preparing for you will serve as a testament to His love and faithfulness. Get ready for a life that reflects His greatness, a life filled with prosperity, success, and influence. You've spent years struggling to survive, but God is about to take you from mere survival to living in overflow. The financial difficulties you've faced will soon be a distant memory as God opens the floodgates of heaven over your life. God's plan for you is unshakable. The wealth He is about to pour into your life is not temporary, it's permanent. This is not a fleeting blessing, but an ongoing stream of divine abundance. You will never be able to outgive or outserve the overflow that will come your way. God is giving you more than enough, more than you ever thought possible. Your financial struggles are over, and in their place is a life of divine abundance. Get ready to walk in abundance and trust that God's provision is far greater than anything you could have ever imagined. For years, you may have believed that financial success requires endless effort, toil, and struggle. But listen to this. God is about to bless you with wealth without the toil. The business, the opportunity, the breakthrough you've been praying for, it will come to you effortlessly. When God moves in your life, He makes things happen with ease. He will open doors that were once closed, and He will provide for you in ways you never thought possible. This is the season when financial abundance will come to you, not through hard labor, but through divine favor and direction. You are not stepping into a season of stress or struggle. God is positioning you for effortless wealth, a time where things work out for you, opportunities present themselves, and your financial situation changes in ways that will leave you in awe. Those who mocked you, belittled you, and laughed at your dreams, they will be shocked. God will silence their mockery with blessings so immense that they won't be able to utter a word. Your financial breakthrough will speak louder than anything they could ever say. Even those who doubted your potential to succeed, whether friends, family, or strangers, will be forced to acknowledge your transformation. God is about to bless you in such a way that His hand will be evident in your life, and they will have no choice but to recognize it. The mockery ends today. Your wealth will be the proof of God's love for you, and the silence of your critics will echo with God's victory in your life. Your past financial struggles do not define your future. You are not who you were yesterday. You are who God says you are, and God says you are His child, chosen for greatness. The chains of your financial past have been broken, and you are stepping into a new reality, one defined by divine prosperity. You don't have to carry the weight of past mistakes or regrets. God is rewriting your story and placing you on the path to financial success. Your past is being erased, and your future is filled with His abundance. As you move forward, you will no longer be reminded of your lack, but of the overflowing blessings God is pouring into your life. You are no longer defined by your struggles, but by the favor and provision of God. You've witnessed the wealth of the wicked, those who use their resources to harm others, manipulate and oppress. But God is about to take that wealth and redistribute it into the hands of the righteous. What has been taken from you, God will return tenfold. The wealth that was once used for evil will now be used for good. God is turning things around, and He will place resources in your hands that will empower you to fulfill His work. The wealth of the wicked will be replaced with the abundant provision of God for His people. As you enter your inheritance, you will be a living testament to God's justice and His faithfulness to provide. There were times when you doubted if your breakthrough would ever come. But let me assure you, God's timing is perfect, and your time for financial prosperity has arrived. It's not coming tomorrow, not next week, but now. This is your season. You've waited, you've prayed, and you've trusted, and now God is bringing it to pass. Your financial breakthrough is already on its way, and it will arrive at the perfect time. The wait is over. God has prepared you, and now He's about to elevate you in a way that will amaze you. God's timing is always perfect, and this is your moment. Get ready for the prosperity He has set aside just for you. Once you felt hopeless. You thought success was for others, not for you. But God is about to take you from hopelessness to millionaire status, and it will be His gift to you. This is not something you can earn by yourself. This is something God is freely giving you as part of His divine plan. God will take you from where you were to a place of unimaginable success. He will show the world that your rise is a testimony of His goodness. Through you, others will see that with God, all things are possible. Your financial success is God's gift to you, and it will empower you to fulfill the calling He has placed on your life. God has promised you divine wealth. It is your inheritance as His child. This wealth isn't something you need to strive for. It's a gift from your Heavenly Father, designed to meet your needs and bless you abundantly. Trust in God's plan, because His provision is more than enough to carry you to your millionaire status. The wealth you are about to receive is not meant for selfish purposes, but to expand His kingdom and bless those around you. It is part of your divine calling, and it is coming your way because of your faithfulness and obedience. God's plan for your financial future is greater than you can imagine. Embrace your inheritance, for it is your time to shine. God's blessing is about to pour over you like a downpour of prosperity, and this blessing will silence every critic and doubter. Those who once looked down on you, laughed at your dreams, or turned their backs on you because of your financial struggles, prepare yourselves. They are about to be stunned by the wealth God is about to send your way. This is no ordinary blessing. The wealth you are about to receive will speak for itself. Your enemies will be left with no choice but to witness the hand of God upon your life. As you step into a season of unimaginable prosperity, your success will stand as proof of God's love for you. Your wealth will become a testament to His faithfulness and power. Get ready to see the rain of blessings pour down, leaving all your mockers speechless. For far too long, you've carried the burden of financial struggles, worrying about bills, debt, and barely making ends meet. It's been a difficult journey, full of sacrifice and uncertainty. But God has heard your cries, and the season of struggle is coming to an end. The gates of abundance are about to open wide. The time of lack, hardship, and constant worry is finished, and a new season of prosperity, provision, and favor is beginning. This is not just a small change. It is a divine transformation that will redefine your life. Every area that has felt barren or dry will soon be flooded with blessings. God is bringing you into a place where you will no longer just survive, but thrive in every area of your life. It will be like an overwhelming, sudden change that will leave you in awe. God has been preparing you for this moment, shaping your heart, strengthening your faith, and refining your character. Now, the wealth He's promised you is within reach. The past seasons of pain and hardship have been necessary for your growth, but they are now behind you. Embrace the new season of divine favor and know that everything is shifting for the better. Your future is secure, and God's abundant provision is ready to overflow into every part of your life. This is the season where your dreams will no longer be just dreams. They will become your reality. For years, you may have felt stuck in a cycle of struggle, working hard with little to show for it. But the good news is that your breakthrough has arrived. The time you've spent wondering when things will change, hoping your circumstances would shift, that time is now fulfilled. God is stepping into your financial situation, and your struggle will be replaced with success. This is not a temporary fix, it's a permanent transformation. You're about to experience lasting change in your life. God is not just providing you with financial blessings, He's positioning you for success in ways you never imagined. This season of financial frustration will soon give way to a season of abundance, where you will be blessed beyond measure. God doesn't want you to simply survive. He wants you to thrive and succeed in every area of your life. Whether it's your career, business, or investments, His favor is about to elevate you. Your breakthrough will come suddenly, with opportunities and doors opening that you didn't even know were possible. This breakthrough isn't just about wealth. It's about fulfilling your destiny, living in purpose, and experiencing the fullness of God's plan for your life. From struggle to success, your life is about to change for good. Have you ever felt overlooked, underappreciated, or stuck in a job that doesn't reflect your potential? God is about to promote you in a way that will leave you astonished. It won't come through your effort or striving. It will be through His divine favor that you will rise to a higher place. Those who overlooked you will soon be astounded by your rise to success. Whether you've been laboring in a job that hasn't paid off or struggling to find the right opportunity, God is about to intervene. He's about to move you from a place of stagnation to a place of prominence. You won't have to fight for recognition, because God's favor will bring you the promotion you deserve. The job you've dreamed of, the business you've envisioned, it's all about to come into alignment. This divine promotion isn't just about status, it's about the impact you will have on others. As God elevates you, you will have the ability to influence those around you, bless others, and bring change to your community. Your promotion will stand as a testament to God's power in your life. Get ready, because this divine promotion is coming. No more waiting, no more wondering. Your time to rise has arrived. For so long, it's felt as if doors have been closed to you. Opportunities that seemed promising but never materialized. Dreams that felt out of reach, and goals that seemed unattainable. But God is about to open doors that no one can shut. The gates of favor, opportunity, and success are about to swing open wide, and you will walk through them into the life of abundance God has prepared for you. This will not be a gradual process. The doors are opening suddenly and unexpectedly. Opportunities you thought were impossible will soon be available to you. You'll find yourself in places and positions you never thought you could attain, because God is making a way where there was no way. The key to these open doors is not your own abilities, but God's favor. His grace is opening pathways for you that will lead to success and prosperity. You won't have to fight to gain access, because God Himself is the one unlocking the doors. Step confidently through them, knowing they are ordained by God. This is your season of open doors and endless possibilities. Many people believe that wealth is reserved for the fortunate few, but I am here to tell you that wealth is your portion. It's not a random event or a mere stroke of luck. It is a promise from God. His word clearly states that He has plans to prosper you, to give you a future filled with hope, and to protect you from harm. This prosperity is not limited to the spiritual realm. It extends to your finances as well. God's blessings are not simply for survival, they are for abundance. You are meant to be a vessel of wealth, not just a recipient. As God blesses you, He expects you to pass those blessings on to others. He will elevate your finances so you can make a difference in the world and help those in need. Do not let the enemy steal your vision of wealth. Take authority over God's promises and claim what is rightfully yours in Jesus' name. Wealth is not something you must chase or toil endlessly for. It is part of your divine inheritance. Walk into your divine provision with confidence, knowing that God has already set it aside for you. This wealth is not just for your benefit, it is for the glory of God. Claim it, receive it, and use it to expand His kingdom. One of the most powerful things God can do for you is to connect you with the right people at the right time. Divine connections are about to manifest in your life, and these connections will accelerate your financial breakthrough. The right people will open doors, provide opportunities, and walk alongside you as you ascend to new heights of success. Whether it's a mentor, a business partner, or someone with the resources you need, God is about to bring the people who will help you fulfill your divine purpose. These divine connections will not just be mere coincidences, they will be orchestrated by God Himself. They will arrive at the perfect time, in the perfect way, and will propel you forward into the wealth that God has promised you. No more struggling to find the right connections. God is already working behind the scenes to align you with the people who will help you achieve your dreams. These divine connections will form the foundation for your success and wealth. You don't have to do this on your own. God is sending the right people your way. Prepare your heart for these connections, because they will change everything. You may have never fully realized just how powerful your gifts and talents are. God has placed incredible creativity within you, and now He's about to unlock new sources of income through those very gifts. Whether it's a talent you've had for years or one you've recently discovered, God is about to make your gifts profitable in ways you never imagined. This isn't about working harder, it's about working smarter and in alignment with God's plan. Your creativity will open doors for you in ways that seem impossible, and opportunities will flood in as you use your talents for His glory. Whether you are an artist, an entrepreneur, or a business-minded person, God is going to elevate your abilities into a source of income and wealth. As you trust God and step out in faith, your creativity will lead you to divine opportunities. God is ready to multiply your gifts, transforming them from a source of personal fulfillment into a source of financial blessing. Get ready to see your creative gifts turn into an overflow of wealth, because God is unlocking divine opportunities just for you. There is a powerful principle in the Bible called the wealth transfer, where God moves resources from the wicked to the righteous. This transfer is happening now, and your financial destiny is being reshaped. What others have used to oppress and control will now be placed in your hands. This is a season of divine alignment, where God is orchestrating a shift that will bring wealth into your life. What once seemed out of reach will now be within your grasp, ready to be used for good. The same hands that once struggled to make ends meet will now hold the resources to build and bless. God is redistributing wealth to those who will use it for His glory and for the benefit of others. This wealth transfer will equip you to fulfill your calling, invest in your future, and help those around you. Prepare for this divine transfer, because your financial destiny is being redefined in this season. Psalm 23 promises, "My cup runneth over," and that promise is for you. You are about to enter a season of overflowing blessings, where you won't just have enough, you will have more than enough. God is ready to pour blessings into your life that will overflow, touching every area of your finances and beyond. This overflow is not just for you, it's meant for those around you. God is blessing you so that you can be a blessing to others. Your abundance will not be hoarded, it will be shared with those in need. As you bless others, God will continue to multiply your resources. The overflow will fill every area of your life with financial blessings that will leave you astounded. Get ready, because this season will be like no other. Your cup is about to overflow with divine provision. When God pours out blessings, He does so abundantly, and you're about to experience that overflow in ways you never imagined. You've prayed, believed, and hoped for a financial miracle. Well, God is about to do the impossible in your life. The financial miracle you've been waiting for is coming, and it will be so powerful that it will leave everyone in awe. What once seemed like an insurmountable challenge is now going to become a testimony of God's power. God specializes in the impossible. He is the God who makes a way where there seems to be no way, and He is about to show you just how much He loves you by performing a financial miracle in your life. You will witness His hand move in ways that defy logic, but His provision will be undeniable. This miracle will not only change your financial situation, it will transform your faith. It will be a testimony of God's love and faithfulness, a miracle that will inspire others to believe in the impossible. Get ready, because God is about to do something extraordinary in your finances. For years, you may have felt trapped in the chains of poverty, struggling to make ends meet and constantly wondering when things would change. But those chains are breaking now, and you are stepping into a new season of wealth, favor, and divine provision. What once held you back, whether it was debt, limited opportunities, or personal setbacks, will no longer have the power to define your future. God is about to free you from every financial constraint. The chains of poverty that have kept you bound will break instantly. No longer will you be limited by what your eyes can see or by what others claim is possible. With God's supernatural intervention, everything that has prevented you from claiming your rightful place of abundance will be removed. This breakthrough will be like none you've ever experienced. God is creating space for your wealth, and this is not just about money. It's about a complete transformation in your financial identity. You will no longer be recognized for your struggles, but for the incredible provision that God is pouring into your life. You are stepping into a new reality, one where prosperity follows you, favor surrounds you, and wealth flows from the very blessings of God. This is your moment to seize the wealth that was always meant for you. Step into your financial freedom now, for God is opening the doors to a future filled with prosperity. You have walked through seasons of uncertainty, where it always felt like you were on the brink of losing everything. But God's word promises that His provision is constant, and He will provide for you in every season. The days of financial instability and insecurity are coming to an end because God is intervening with unwavering provision. God's provision is not temporary, it is eternal. No matter what happens around you, no matter how the economy shifts or how difficult life may seem, God's supply will never run out. He knows exactly what you need, and He is the source of your stability. The days of financial highs and lows are ending, and God is about to give you a solid foundation. This stability is not just a paycheck or a one-time blessing. It's a lifestyle of provision. You will experience continuous overflow where your needs are met, your debts are cleared, and you see a steady increase in your wealth. God's provision will touch every area of your life, bringing peace and security to your heart. As you walk in faith, trusting in God's promise of financial stability, you will find that His blessings are not just enough to survive. They will be more than enough to create the life you've always dreamed of. His provision will carry you into a future of abundance and peace. For so long, you've fought tirelessly just to survive. You've worked hard, made sacrifices, and given your all, yet the results didn't reflect the effort. But hear this now. God is calling you into a season of rest, where your struggle will cease